I'm Noah Padgett.
I'm Gina Menachino.
I'm Damani Eason.
I'm Noelle Posner.
I'm Shelby Brown.
I'm Allison Torres. I'm Isabella Deschard.
I'm Mauricio Corridor.
And I'm Jordan Dolbaum.
And this is Project-Based Learning with Learning Gate Community School.
Let's face it, we're not still driving around in the same vehicles that were first built.
So why is their education system still so ancient?
Albert Einstein said, education is what remains when one has forgotten what one has learned in school.
Ouch, let's work on that.
Project-based learning is a style of learning that allows the students to learn what they are actually interested in.
Instead of sitting in a typical classroom setup listening to the teachers lecture day after day,
Project-based learning allows the students to pick their own project
and work on it in their own office or station within an appropriate time frame.
They got an interview going on with the principal of the school.
Let's see how project-based learning came about for this school in particular.
I always loved to learn, but I didn't like being in school. So when I got into education, that was my number one thing that over everything that I wanted to make sure happened for kids. I saw project-based learning. It was a presentation about 10 years ago at a charter school conference. The teachers that had developed it for high school students talked about it, and they were so enthusiastic, and the kids were so enthusiastic. I thought, that is something I needed to keep in the back of my mind. Well, I'm really excited because we've seen the kids excited, and they're interested. They want to come to school. They can't wait to be into their projects doing things that they want to learn about. We have no idea what jobs are going to be out there in 10 years, as fast as things are changing. So we have to prepare kids to be problem solvers, excited about learning something new. So that's what's always driven me, and it's worked.
Now, the first step to any project is coming up with what you would like to learn about.
After that, there's a forum which will help guide you through the first steps of organizing your types of research, time, and goals for the project.
Now you also get to propose how many credits you can obtain from each project.
Even though you're planning to have a project about Facebook that may only last a week,
But gives you enough credits for the entire year.
your advisor may disagree.
we have to be realistic here. But think of the possibilities. Before, you'd be sitting behind a desk listening to the teacher talk.
Well, they just told you what to do when you got home.
Boring. This way you can be your own boss.
The way you want to learn it.
You call the shots.
Just listen to some of the projects that students here have done.
My name is Nicholas Solomon, and I did my project on the history of the Freemasons and the Knights Templar, and it covered history.
My name is Mary Kate Gannett, and I did a project on pediatric brain tumors, and it covered science and language arts.
My name is Shelby Brown, and I did a project on how wolves evolved into dogs, which covered environmental science.
The project I did was on the architecture of the Eiffel Tower.
I did my project on the Battle of Gettysburg.
I built a dollhouse.
Halloween, tutoring.
Thomas Jefferson.
My name is Sean. My project is on the history of the Earth, and it is covering science.
I came up with this idea by looking through some of my teacher's books and then coming across this subject that I had already sort of knew but kind of didn't know the full story of, and I just wanted to know more and more about it, and then I decided to come up with this.
When I was doing my research, I found that the Knights Templar actually could have sailed to North America first and founded the first colony there. And the Knights Templar, the Masons, they have 33 degrees, and there are three branches of it. There's the Scottish Rite, the York Rite, and then there's the Shriners.
I came up with the project on pediatric brain tumors because my little brother, last February, we found out that he had a brain tumor, and I wanted to know what he was going through. And so when they told us we could pick our project, I thought that would be a great way to start off my year. So I want to be an architect when I'm older, and I just picked a landmark to do it off of. And I picked the Eiffel Tower because my friend Mary Kate's little brother Connor, he said we're going to get married later, and this is where we're going to have our honeymoon.
To be able to choose my own project, it makes me feel really good because I'm able to have more freedom in what I want to do, how I want to do it, and how I want to perform.
To be able to choose my own project makes me feel free and not so uptight and stressed about what I have to do and when I have to do it and that sort of thing. So I'm more free to do my own thing and just chill out, do whatever I want, however I want.
To be able to choose my project, I feel is a very good thing because I wouldn't be able to do this project if I was doing normal school. I would have to just sit there, read, write, whatever. And I can expand on this and kind of make it into something at the school too. Make it a program that we could offer at the school that's not currently at the school.
The next project I will be working on is the project on skydiving and the physics of skydiving and how skydiving works.
It's a birdhouse,
On narcissism, on Abraham Lincoln,
Vlad the Impaler.
The endangered king cobra.
On how meditation affects the brain.
The next project I'm going to be working on is a website about integrated physical science.
Well, in your typical classrooms, normally the way we teach is, memorizing, and then they spit out a test and then it's over. By doing projects, something that they've done and taken the time and it's theirs, at the end of that project, they're going to remember that for the rest of their lives. Well, I think the students are excited about project-based learning because it gives them an opportunity to find things that they're interested in and figure out how to apply the standards, the education, what they would normally learn in a classroom. They have an opportunity to figure out themselves. I think too in middle school, starting in middle school really, students start asking, well, why do I need to learn this? Whether it's in math or other subjects, why do I need to know this material? When am I going to ever use it? When they start getting into the projects, they start seeing the purpose for it, and I think that's what creates the excitement.
With project-based learning comes freedom and choices, and it goes without saying that with both of these two things comes a great deal of responsibility too on the student's behalf. Here at Learning Gate Community School, we want to be current and relevant in our educational efforts. So we want to give every student the best opportunity to learn in a way that is best suited for them. And that more than likely means they're going to get their hands dirty. With project-based learning, you will have advisors like myself, and we will walk you through the process of completing the tasks and the projects that you have chosen to do. So if there's one thing I want you to take from this video, take this: power. Power to decide what you will learn and how you will learn it. You might decide to research America's favorite pastime, baseball, or you might decide to research and build a scale model of the Eiffel Tower. But wait, imagine doing a video presentation on the subject of project-based learning. Well, some students did, and that's actually why you are here now. So welcome to their project. So with project-based learning, it actually leaves you with two final questions. What will you learn, and how will you decide to learn it?